I know you talked about Nikhil earlier, but is there something about the progress that he's making? Is it the improvement that he's made from the beginning of the season for him to be able to play as well as he has in a couple of these road games, and even compared to the way he played as a rookie?
Well, I think, if you look, um, when he knows he's going to get, well, tonight he started, or he knows he's going to get big minutes, he plays better, as most people do. He relaxes a little. He's not forcing the action. He's more under control. We could see that tonight. Um, when his minutes were inconsistent, or not even inconsistent, he had a long stretch there where he was playing every night, but it wasn't as many minutes. I think he was pressing hard, trying to prove, not making as good of decisions. I thought tonight he was under control and made good decisions tonight, and I thought that was the key to the way he played.
After Zion hit those two free throws 10 seconds ago, looked like him and Fred were both pretty fired up. I mean, what's it like just seeing the work those two put in together, kind of translating?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. And listen, I've said to our players individually, I love it, absolutely love it when our guys have success and recognize assistant coaches, because, the players are out front, I'm out front, but the assistant coaches, a lot of times, people don't see and appreciate the contributions they're making. And so our players know it, I know it, Griff knows it. But it's nice publicly, like you're watching TV and you see Zion and Fred have that moment, or somebody makes a comment about Spoon after a game. That kind of stuff to me is great, because those guys work all the time, and to be publicly recognized, occasionally at least, is very nice. So I appreciate that, and it does show you the bond those two have. Because it was tough to tell who was happier about those two free throws, Zion or Fred.
Yeah, and Steven obviously had a tough matchup tonight with Jokic. What do you think about the job he did, and just how much does his activity kind of dictate the way you guys look on defense, as far as when he's playing the way he did tonight? How much does that affect the team overall?
Yeah, no, he was tremendous. I mean, look, Jokic is, and some of the buckets that he gave up were, result of our scheme. They're on me, not as much on him, because we didn't really want to veer back to Jokic a lot. So Steven had a lot of really long closeouts, and Jokic made some shots and things. So I thought Steven was terrific, and his rebounding kept us alive in the first half and created some opportunities. So, absolutely key to that victory was his play.
All right, thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time.
All right.
Hey, Nikhil, how much easier is it for you to get settled when you know you're going to play 20, 30 minutes a game?
Just kind of like the natural thing to your mind. You're not really looking over your shoulder. You're able to play with, in a sense, no conscience, because you're just thinking about the game. You're not thinking about what can come if you make a decision and it doesn't pan out the way you intended. So I just think I'm starting to learn more, watch the game more, and trust myself, so that even when I don't start, or I can still come off the bench and still provide effective minutes.
Hey, Nikhil, a couple of deflections for you in this game. I mean, that's something you've been doing all season. What is just kind of your mentality defensively when you are out there in the
Just trying to disrupt the flow of the game for the offense. Trying to make sure that my guy that I'm guarding doesn't feel comfortable. He kind of feels my presence. Oftentimes they teach offense to focus on the help side. So now when you're worried about the guy actually guarding you, there's so much to the game that you can take away. So I think pressuring helps.
Yeah, and something we've talked about basically since the start of your career is finding that balance between, being aggressive and maybe being over aggressive. I guess, how do you kind of find that happy medium?
It's time. I think it's starting to come to me now because of just experience. Life is experience is life's greatest teacher, and I think that's what's really happening for me. Just being able to play, even play through a mistake, learn from a mistake, just watch the game, be around the game, talk to BI and Zoe and the coaching staff. I think it's helping.
Zion mentioned in his post-game radio interview that he just did how the guys are kind of at the point now where they expect you to play well when you get opportunities like this. I mean, is that something that you sense that, they expect you to play well? It's not something that's out of the ordinary, that they've gained confidence in you compared to last season?
Honestly, it's a blessing, and that means a lot, when your teammates believe in you. You don't feel like you're letting anyone down, and they've always given me the confidence. They've seen the kind of player I can be, and they push me to that standard. They make sure that I'm reaching that standard the best way that I can.
Christian, go ahead. Josh, Stan sounded, I guess, he didn't say you guys have turned any corners defensively, but he said he thought it's been better lately. What have you just seen, defensively, I guess, these last 5 games or so?
Besides Dame having a 50, it's been good. Obviously we've been playing some tough teams and some dynamic players. To kind of hold most of those guys under wraps has been good, especially today with Jamal and Jokic. Just kind of keeping them under wraps. It was good. So we got to keep building from these things. Make sure we have trust in each other on the defensive end, and just finish with a rebound.
Yeah, you guys got some big buckets from Zion and BI late. Just how important is it as you guys continue to progress in those clutch situations to make sure defenses feel both of those guys? It's not just one or the other, that both of them are constant threats.
Yeah, I think that's the good part about having 2 dynamic, players like that, 2 all-star caliber players, that both of them can get a bucket almost at any time, or get to the free throw line. So, they do a really good job of playing off of each other. Neither of them, just kind of dominate the ball at the end of the game. They swing the ball, they move it, they get into the rhythm, get into the flow of things. So, we got to keep doing that. Like I said, especially with close games, make sure those guys are involved, because, with their ability to finish, ability to get fouled, ability to knock down free throws. So those are our guys that we're going to lean on them. We're going to go to them in, close game situations. And, we got all the faith and confidence in them.
What do you think about the way that Nikhil has been able to come in to the lineup, sometimes with not that much notice, and produce and play the way he has? I know he had a 37-point game earlier this season in a very similar situation to tonight.
Yeah, I give him, so much credit, just from last year and this year. Sometimes his minutes are up and down. Sometimes he might play 5 minutes a game. Sometimes he might play 25. And he makes impact every game he plays in. He's mentally strong, able to go out there and just play his game. So having someone like that who can make impact on short notice is great for us, and it speaks to his maturity level. It speaks to his character, and we're lucky to have him on the team.
Josh, you were a great rebounder for your position. What do you think about the way Steven Adams hits the offensive glass? What makes him such a good offensive rebounder besides the obvious of he's just a huge guy?
Yeah. So the thing about Steven is Steven's cool at getting defensive rebounds, but he really loves offensive rebounds. And that's like his thing, just because, defensive rebounds, for him, they're, I'll say, easy. But, offensive rebounds he loves, really working to get those, giving us extra possessions, stuff like that. So having someone like that who's able to dominate, the other big on the offensive glass and defensive glass is great for us, gives us extra possessions, extra possession for Zion, to do what Zion does. Right, Z?
Yeah, bro.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
man.
So, that's what, he's invaluable to our team, and, hopefully he keeps that up for the next however many games.
All right, thanks, JR. Appreciate your time. All right, Will Giller, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, we talked a lot with you guys about late game execution. Just what did you like about what you guys did in the final 5 minutes of this one?
We executed. They still hit some shots down the line, but we executed. We hit some free throws, and we got stops when we needed to get them.
Zion, it looked like you and Fred kind of high-fived or whatever if you were able to hit those free throws with 10 seconds left. I guess gratifying is it that the work you guys put in is translating to these games?
I'm glad you brought that up. Here's what I was saying. When Josh was shooting those clear path free throws, I was over there joking with Fred. I'm like, yo, Fred, I'm looking at Fred and Rex. I said, yo, if he missed both these free throws, next time we're in this situation, I'm subbing him out my damn self. And then he hit both of them, and then crazy enough, I get fouled. I'm like, yo, I better make these free throws. I can't, be talking in the back like that and not miss the free throws, but luckily I made both of them, and that's what we was high-fiving about.
Let's talk about Nikhil a little bit. He's starting to get more regular minutes. Obviously, he started tonight in place of Lonzo. What have you seen from him in terms of his confidence level growing as he's starting to get these more consistent minutes?
Nikhil has made a major leap in confidence from his rookie year to now. There are times when he'll make a mistake, and I think he'll beat himself up about it more than he needs to, and then it messes with his mental. But now he steps into the position ready when his number is called. He goes out there and he plays his game, and that's what we need from him.
Hi, Zion. Mark Medina here, USA Today. Good to see you. What do you think has gone into your level of consistency this season, and does this match the expectations that you had for your second year?
Just putting in work in the offseason. My teammates trusted me to go out there, be who I am while trying to make the right play. But ultimately, I think it's just the confidence level. I never want to let my teammates down, so I feel like I always try to hunt for the best shot and hunt for the best play. Sometimes I overdo it when it's not needed, but I feel like, me doing that goes into my consistency.
And we've talked this year about the importance of the relationship with you and BI, learning how to work off each other. How do you feel like the progression you guys are right now as far as late in games, learning how to play off of each other so the defense feels both of y'all in those situations?
In those late game situations, me and BI just kind of look at each other like, all right, we know what we need to do. Whether he's telling me come on Z, let's do this, or whether it's me saying B, let's lock in. We're at a point now where I think we can just say 2 or 3 words late in the game, and we know what we got to do.
Zion, it's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Congrats on this big win. Zion, do you think the Pelicans receive enough respect of the whole NBA?
Do I think the Pelicans have received enough respect of the whole NBA?
Yeah.
Well, I can't really speak for other people. I don't really like when people try to speak for me in a sense. But I will tell you my mindset on that. My mindset on getting respect from the rest of the NBA is we got to win. I feel like when you win, you earn respect because, the work's there and the record's there. So my mindset for that is trying to help my team win.
Hey, Zion, got a 2-parter here for you. What things have been easier for you this year because you've been healthy and there's no minute restrictions, and how do you think things are coming along with your playmaking responsibilities?
I'm able to get into a flow. I'm able to read the defense a lot longer in the game than like my rookie year, where it's like you're playing 4 minutes here and that's it. There's no going over it. Like you're just playing 4 minutes in this quarter, 4 minutes here. It's kind of tough to get into a flow. Now I can read the defense. Read the defense, get into a flow, and I have more time in the game.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. You guys.
You want to start off?
Hey, Brandon, it's Andrew from ESPN. For you guys, how important was it to, I guess, get this victory in the fashion you guys did, closing it out late, especially considering the last 2 losses against Portland?
It was very important for us to continue to be encouraged by the way we've been playing on the offense and defensive end. I think we just stick to the game plan tonight, and on defensive end, knowing that Jokic was going to carve us apart. If we let guys cut, he's going to be able to make the pass, and of course he's a really, really good scorer. So we had to take everybody else out of the game, and I think we did a good job of doing that.
Those last 5 minutes or so, I think you had 2 and 1s. You had the nice pass to Zion. Zion hit a couple free throws. I think he had a couple buckets. I mean, what do you feel like you guys did well as a team in those last 5 minutes there?
Got the best shot. I think we executed well. Whatever was open, we got it there, and we just lived with it. I found some angles on the offensive end where I could just get in and then create my shot, but also just let Zion do his thing going downhill and find the guys on the wing, and the ball just traveled back.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of talk this year about, your numbers late in games, what you're doing, how much of a burden's on your shoulders. And I know you say, you like to use everything as motivation. Is that one of the things you've been motivated by, just trying to, turn those numbers around? And if so, how has it kind of affected your approach in those moments?
Well, the thing for me is the information you just gave me is kind of new, because I'm kind of in the race with myself, just figuring out and watching the actual film on the things that I've done wrong. But that's the motivation, is going back and watching film and knowing exactly what I've done wrong and going back to it and trying to correct it and continue to do it consistently each and every game.
Hey, Brandon, Mark Virginia here, USA Today. Good to see you. Obviously, you and Zion have a lot of talent, but why do you think that 2-man game has worked so well, and how do you think the chemistry compares this season to last season between the two?
Well, it's getting better. We're figuring out how to stretch the defense a little bit, of course, when we go in, and all the defense is loading up. So I think today is really where we got a chance to actually play the 2-man game a little bit more today, and it just worked out for us. Just knowing that either way we were going to have a mismatch on the defensive end. If whoever took him, we was going to have a mismatch. If somebody took me, I was going to have a mismatch. And we just played out of that and got the best shot out of that.
Hey, Brandon, this is Davide from Italy. What do you think this team can still improve in order to, get into that playoff spot you guys are after?
We can improve on the defensive end, of course. Just sticking to the details each and every game, locking in, having a sense of urgency when we need to. And, of course, we've been really, really good on the offensive end, just taking care of business when we get up big leads, just trying to keep the momentum and continue to play small.
Yeah, and obviously Steven had a tough matchup coming into this one, going against Jokic. Just what did you think about his performance, and how much does it just affect the rest of the team when he's playing with the level of activity that he had in this game today?
Yeah, he was great. We know that Jokic is a hard cover, especially on the offensive end, but he comes in and he does his job. Rebounding the basketball, he got us some extra possessions tonight, and we fed off of it. Those extra possessions led to layups, dunks, some three-pointers, and he's setting hard screens and rolling. He's just being him.
All right, thanks, B. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.